Hey, good people, welcome back to Stock Up with Larry Jones. Let's go. Hey, it's Sunday morning. I know you guys like him early, man, but I don't sleep well at night, so I'm trying to give you guys what you want. We're going to talk about a couple of stock today, and I'm going to give you a little philosophy I have in life, and I didn't make it up, and that's don't let anybody steal your joy. But we'll get back to that, right? It's Sunday. Yeah, I'm going to sound a little preachy today, but let's talk about Airbnb. First of all, if you're new to the page, you know what to do. Hit the subscribe button, notification bell, and if I say anything that you like, hit the like button. I want to first start off by saying that if you get any replies from my page and it talks about a WhatsApp, if it gives a phone number, or if it says talk to my stockbroker, that's not me. It's spam. All right, it's not me. Right, so just be careful of that. I spend so much time trying to clean that stuff up and report it. But let's talk about Airbnb. Right? And everything I'm going to say about Airbnb, I'm not going to give you a lot of numbers and all of that. The same thing I'm going to say about Airbnb also applies to DoorDash. Airbnb is going to be December 9th. It's going to be doing its IPO. I've been waiting on this for probably 2 months. I've been waiting on Airbnb. I want into this space and DoorDash. I think they're both going to be profitable as far as stock is concerned. Airbnb has over 150 million customers. My wife was in the hotel industry. She was in the hotel industry before. After 24 years, she got let go this year. And so in the hospitality industry, it's all about the rating. Right? Airbnb has a very high rating. Here's why I think it's going to, and you need to hear this to the end because, and I'm not going to give you a bunch of numbers and data and all of that, but you need to hear this to the end because I'm going to tell you to be careful and I'm going to explain why in a minute, but you need to know this, right? It is growing. It's a good stock. I'm going to look you in the eye and I'm going to tell you it's a great stock. I'm also going to tell you that I am getting in, right? Let's deal with that right now because some of you guys are impatient. Y'all ain't going to hear your boy. You're just going to take half of the video and then run off and get in trouble, right? So let me just tell you right now. Here's why I'm going to be monitoring this very carefully, right? Literally, I'm going to have my chart up, right? And so what happens is the stock price supposed to be somewhere in the area from $44 to $50, right? And I believe that it has the potential to gap up because of people like me that's been waiting on the IPO of this stock, right? For those of you newbies, IPO is when a company becomes public and you can trade it on the stock market, right? And so this is an issue if it gaps up. So what will happen is the demand. So for those of you that remember Facebook when it IPO'd, I had a friend that, he literally took $100,000 and he put it into Facebook. And I think it was 120,000. You know, he's like, yeah, I'm putting 120,000 into Facebook. I'm telling my broker. He thought he was impressing me, right? And I go, number one, I'm thinking to myself, if your broker's telling you to do that, then I'm smarter than your broker. And I'm not trying to be, uppity or whatever, because I knew that it was overvalued. And those of you that remember, Facebook went in an IPO, bam, and then it started falling immediately. He lost something like $20,000 the first day. First day at IPO, like, ouch, right? And so what I want to do is caution you guys. Do not have FOMO. FOMO, fear of missing out. FOMO will cause you more money than anything. It's going to cost you. So if it gaps above 50 if it gaps above 48 for me, I just got a certain price that I'm looking for. If it gaps above 48, I'm just going to wait and try to buy a dip, see if it comes down. And if it doesn't, then I'm good with that. So let me tell you this. Everything I'm telling you is what Larry is going to do. I'm not telling you what to do with your money. I'm telling you what Larry is going to do. Because you got to put that disclaimer in there. Before you make any financial decision, you should first do your own research and consult with your financial advisor, to which I am not. Read a disclaimer on all of my videos. But I have to tell you that because, I had a young man that I had dealt with today and yesterday. And he, you said this stock was hot and it's not going anywhere. Okay. And, and then I asked him, how many stock of mine have you bought and it ran up? And so I inboxed him on his YouTube. And he's like 75%. And I'm saying, so 75% of the stock, and so the one stock that didn't, and now it's a problem. And for those of you that think that every single stock that you're going to buy is going to be a winner, you need to sell your positions right now and get out of the stock market. That's not the way this works. Like that commercial. That's not the way any of this works, And so that's why I'm going to talk about not letting somebody steal your joy at the end. But I want to talk about Airbnb. I am going to get in this space. I've been waiting on this to IPO. I think it's a good mark. It's going to grow. Think about this. Remember, we try to think and not just react, right? People are not flying as much. There's no, they're not cruising as much. And the hotel industry is going to take a while for recovery. A lot of the hotel industry at large makes a big chunk of its money off of business travel, right? And so does Airbnb now. So what's happening is the rating is higher, and actually Airbnb has weathered this storm better than the hotel industry, which is telling you something. For some reason, people feel a little better, a little safer at Airbnbs. Think about taxi cabs companies and Uber, right? So Uber, what did Uber do? I fly all over. I fly all the time. I travel all the time, all over the country and all over the world, right? You can, no disrespect to taxi cab drivers, but some taxi cabs I've gotten into, I mean, it stinks, smell like curry. They're speaking loud, on the phone. And I'm just like, man, the customer service stinks, especially when you go to big cities like New York and whatever. Customer service stinks. Then you have Uber comes, and for the most part, I know this, not everybody, but then you get a clean car, you get good conversation. You want a mint, you want some water in the summertime. What type of music you like to? It's a better service and it's cheaper. And so you can't pay me now to get in a cab. Even if it was more, I would pay more because of the service. So Airbnb is going to be huge, right? Hotels are going to be around. They're never going out of business. Just like DoorDash, I think it is here to stay. It's not going away. All of these restaurants have had to redo their business model, right? So I'm invested in Darden Foods and Cake, CAKE, which is cheesecake. I'm invested in those stocks. And when I got in? When they were red. When the COVID cases start spiking up, I start buying more because I knew they weren't going out of business. But what they did was they changed their business model. And Airbnb, I don't know, I was downtown Chicago at a restaurant, my wife and I, and the Airbnb, the DoorDash, I mean, it was like an assembly line. Boom, 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 boom. Cars lined up, going and grabbing people's food and taking it to them. And it's just like, wow. And so that's how the restaurants had to survive. And so I will tell you guys this. If it gaps above $52, for those of you that still want to get in, I'm just going to say if I were you, I'm just going to be cautious. Now, having said that, it could IPO at $55 and shoot to $75, right? So I don't want y'all coming back here going, "Oh, Larry said." But if I tell you it's a good company and then it gaps up and then it comes back down and lose money, you know, some of you newbies, like the young gentleman I had to deal with the other day, will be like, "Oh, you said it was a good company." It is a good company. It is a good investment, but you gotta wait. And I would tell you this with Airbnb, it's long, right? I'm gonna make long money. I'm in here long. I'm putting this into my IRA, and I'm gonna be long on it. I'm gonna be 5 years deep, at least minimum, on Airbnb because I know it's going to be a good high growth stock. Okay. So let's get to the end of this. Never let anybody steal your joy, right? Now, I thought about this about 3 months ago. One young man who didn't watch the whole video got into a stock and he put all of his money into this one stock. And for those of you that know me, I tell you diversify, diversify, diversify. I tell you that you should not be more than 20%. I know earlier video I made a mistake, but in the text I put 20%. You should not be more than 20% in any stock. I mean, in any sector. So tech is a sector. EVs is a sector. SPACs are a sector now. It's so many different sectors. You know, oil is a sector. Ship, you know, it's gold. That's a sector. It's so many sectors. So if you got $500, only $100 a piece, you should be in 5 different max. Now you can make that 10 different industries, but it should be no more than 20%, right? And you shouldn't have more than 10% of your total investing power or your investment dollars into one stock. Just diversify and protect yourself. Keep building over a period of time. You're going to beat. Don't be a gambler. This is not Vegas. If you want to go to Vegas, this is not for the weak of heart. This is not for you guys that want to get rich overnight. I would tell you, don't do it. Get out of the stock market. Don't do it. Uncle Larry's trying to tell you the truth, right? But hey, we here have made a lot of money. I love you guys commenting. And so I forgot to tell you, he almost stole my joy. This is about 3 months ago. And then I thought to myself, I started reading you guys' comments about how much money you guys are making or how your portfolios have grown. And that really encourages me. And so now, as I look back 3 months ago to the first young man, and this is only the second time I've had it where I've read it, and I look at the hundreds of thousands of dollars you guys wouldn't have made if I would have let this guy steal my joy. Don't let anybody steal your joy. No, don't let anybody steal your joy. Nobody can take your joy from you. God gave you your joy, right? Did you got joy? See, now I'm thinking about Coming to America when he was the preacher.
Only God can give that woman the kind of joy she had right there. Do you feel joy? Say joy.
Joy.
You got joy? With the Jerry curl drip. Y'all don't know nothing about that. What y'all know about that? Hey, listen, this is Stock Up with Larry Jones. I love you guys. Keep posting the positive stuff. Keep letting me know how your portfolios are growing, letting me know how I help you guys. And please, by all means, you know how easy I could get to 100,000? And I know it's not all about numbers, but I'm a numbers nut, you know. You know how easy I can get to 100,000? If everyone that listens to this video grabs a phone, goes to a friend or a loved one, say, hey, pull up your YouTube. And if not, create them a YouTube and then hit subscribe and then hit the notification bell. You guys make sure your notification bell is checked correctly and checked for all. And then literally overnight, I'll be 100,000. Thank you. It's Sunday, man. I got faith. You know, I got faith. All right, good people. And when I say good people, I can say this now because it's Sunday. When I say good people, I mean God's people. You know, let me tell you something. And I gave you the stock stuff, but this is the type of stuff I talk about on Monday nights. And somebody really needs to hear this. Somebody listening to me right now, you're in an apartment. You could be a single young lady. I was a single dad of 2 daughters for many years. You could be in an abusive relationship. You could have a stutter problem. You could be the ugly one that no one ever, blinked an eye at. You could be the one that, nothing good ever happens to you. You didn't make the football team, whatever the plight is. You could be the one that have suffered great loss like I have from COVID, loved ones dying. My wife lost her job of 25 years. But I'm going to tell you this, and I'm going to end with this. God made you uniquely you. He made you uniquely you. There's no one else like you. And he made you perfect. You show me a kid, I could show you a kid that can't speak or talk, but can get on the piano and play like Picasso. Everybody has a gift. God gave everybody a gift. Never give up on your dreams and never give up on finding out who you are, and more importantly, whose you are. You are wonderfully and beautifully made. Okay? I want you guys to know that. I know that sounds corny. But I'm telling you with everything I got in me, that's the truth. I love you guys. Live, love, laugh, and learn.